Hi, I'm Cade,
And I'm Bobby.
and welcome to the Newstead Group's Explainer series.
Okay, Cade. So you've done your due diligence. You understand what you want. You've discussed with your broker what the plan is. Can you tell me more about the actual loan application process?
Sure. So whether you're applying for a pre-approval, full approval, there is a difference between the two. You can see it some of the other topics we've done. But essentially what you want to do is be prepared to do some paperwork. You're going to need to pull up some statements. Now, the good thing is that as brokers, we can navigate that pretty well for you. So we do use a portal for you to upload documents. You'll start uploading things like bank statements, pay slips, self-employed financials if required, identification, those key documents to lodge an application with a bank. Once we've done that, then your broker, they've generally already assessed how much you can borrow and we've gone through your requirements. But in saying that, we do that again. Because now we've got all these documents to lodge an application. We as brokers, we go through all those documents to make sure that we're not putting you into a financial position that's unsuitable for you. Once we've done that, we get to pick the lender, which is very fun for all of us. It is, yeah. And every lender has a different application process, so we're going to do very broad strokes here. Most of this stuff is done via DocuSign or through an electronic document platform. I should mention that first. And once you've actually basically put it all together, then we'll actually lodge it with the bank. So the broker's part in this process is putting together all of your information, compiling it into an application, preparing your application documents, issuing you with those application documents, and then lodging that with the bank. As a client, your process in this is uploading your documents, waiting to see the lender's options that you have from your broker, or your recommended lender options. You might have bank A, B, and C. You might select bank B because you find them to be the most suitable based on their customer service or their interest rate. And then from there, you'll need to sign the loan application document. Of course, you can ask questions every step through the way, but that's generally what you want to be doing. Uploading documents, picking the lender that's most suitable to you, or asking for some different lenders, and then signing the application forms.
I suppose before it reaches the application form stage, there's also the credit proposal, which is the document that clearly highlights what your plans are, what your current financial position is, and discloses all of the relevant figures.
There's a lot to digest. Yeah, there's a lot. And before you sign your application documents, there is a document, the credit proposal. It outlines everything.
Yeah.
So you'll have a very clear idea of what your payments should look like when you settle on the loan. And also show you all of your current position as well, including your savings, deposit, even some things that might be forecasted if it's a pre-approval, like gifted funds. Yeah, that's essentially the application process. Once you lodge that loan application with the bank, that's when things start to get a little bit different. The steps with the loan application process, timeframes firstly, depend on which bank you lodge through. A great idea would be to ask your broker how long it's going to take.
Which can be a consideration at the product comparison and lender selection stage.
It can. When you're looking at bank A, B, and C, you might say, oh, all these banks are taking too long. I want to find a place this weekend. I want to make an offer on a place this weekend. So it might be a case of selecting bank C or even asking for some new banks because the banks that have been presented might be a little bit too slow to meet your requirements. But we barely missed that. We'll catch it. The other thing to notice, so once you've lodged the application, your application will generally go to a conditional stage. Conditional stage is essentially where the bank's picked up your application and they're reviewing the information. Now, there is another article that we have about conditional approvals, so you can always go to that. From there, hopefully your application goes to formal approval. We have another article about that. And then finally, a loan will go through to settlement.
We have another article about
that. That's the application process in summary, and I strongly recommend while going through this journey of looking at the application process and reviewing this video, maybe go look at conditional and formal approval and settlement as well.
Of course. So it's the main part of the process that the applicant or the client needs to do heavy lifting with some paperwork. However, with some of the technology we have in place, there's ways to fast track that.
Way faster.
Yes.
Yeah, way faster. I think back in the day, we used to have to dredge up a lot of documents and sometimes get paper bank statements. Nowadays, it's a little bit more streamlined.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.